So what if your tight shoulders or your locked up jaw or the stiffness in your hips and low back aren't actually a dysfunction? What if in your body's wisdom, and yes, there's actually a wisdom and it's always trying to heal. What if in your body's wisdom they're actually loyalty? That it isn't trying to resist you, it's trying to protect you. So here's something I want you to try right now before I explain anything. Just sit on the front of your chair, feet flat on the floor, hands resting on your thighs. Take a deep breath into the low back ribs. This right away tells your body, I'm safe. Low back rib breathing, so simple, okay? On your next inhale, I want you to slowly lift one knee 1 inch to the count of 5 towards your chest. Really slow. Not all the way up, just an inch. 1, 2, a really deliberate rise. And notice what happens in the pelvis. 3, 4, notice the load in front of the hip. Now hold it and breathe. Notice what happens in your body. You may even be cramping a little. You can turn your knee in or out and very slowly lower it. 5, 4, feel the effort that is. 3, you may be waiting for it to get down. 2, and 1, really slow. As the foot finds the floor and you let go of control, feel your back, and now pull your belly button in, let it round just slightly. Gentle curl to undo the pull. Belly soft. Now we're going to do that again on the other side. Very slowly, lumbar extension, so a curve in the low back. Go ahead and gently lift your other leg. Lift 1, 2, just an inch, so it's really slow. 3, breathe in the low back. 4, 5, feel it. Are you cramping? Turn your knee. Usually you have to turn it out and then lower. 5, breathe. 3, 2, 1, let go, let go. Belly button in, round your back. And then come back gently and feel. No pain. You don't need to push to the end. Just notice. Notice what's happening in that slow lowering, that deliberate chosen release of those hips. Not just a hip exercise, but a conversation with your nervous system. You're actually giving it the message, I'm in control of this and I choose to let go. So I want you to know that our hours of sitting, most of us do every day in this world, is not normal to us. Those hip flexors get short and tight, and when they do, they attach from inside of your body, on the front of your spinous processes, and here in the hip, down here. And when they tighten, they lift the hip up. When you consciously lift your hip and they start to come up, and then you very consciously let them go, you're contracting and relaxing this complex to say, I see you, I notice you're tensing, and I choose to let you go. So I want you to sit with this today. What if you can actually address tightness that always comes back by listening to the guarding, by addressing the protector? Because when the protector's engaged, release matters. And stretching harder hasn't really worked, has it? I'm Dr. Melanie Carlone, physical therapist, somatic practitioner, a lifelong learner of how the nervous system shapes our posture, our pain, and our capacity to heal. And so today I want to give you more specific breath and movement opportunities while I also explain what's going on. How can we unwind old protective patterns and anchor new ones? So before we go any further, and honestly it really matters, take a second. If you haven't subscribed, just notice, do it. I love doing this, and I need that love back so I can keep the thing rolling, because that's how this wheel rolls. So thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it. All right, let's get into it. So there's a survival pattern that we've named the green light reflex. Okay, this is the body that kind of leans energetically into life. The back line of the body engages. The muscles behind us tend to be tense, and to give the message to the rest of us, I need to be alert and ready. I need to be tensing back here and holding up. The chest lifts, the neck is held firm, the jaw is set. It's kind of the, I'm going to handle this posture. So if you grew up needing to be strong, and this can be a very masculine energetic in our culture, if you had to manage things, you have to always be taking care of others, your back line muscles may have learned to stay on, to be switched on and ready. And that tone becomes a baseline. It's always there. And after a while, that baseline just feels normal. And anything softer out of that position can feel unsafe. So if you try to stretch those protectors and lengthen them, what does your system do? It says, oh my God, what are you doing now? And it re-engages them, because from its perspective, letting go is kind of the same thing as being vulnerable. And that was dangerous. So perching, forward leaning, you see this posture a lot in people who engage in like policing or military efforts. We actually in physical therapy call it a military posture. They're the ones inclined to be the protectors and the saviors and the warriors. Making no judgment, but if you do that, it's really good to know how not to do that. So that forward-leaning bracing is a form of guarding. And then there's another one, and maybe you can guess it. It feels completely different in the body. This is the freeze reflex, the body that has learned to collapse. It's another survival pattern. It's like the red light. The body has learned it can't manage what's coming at it, so it tends to collapse, and the musculature in the front tenses. It wants to pull forward. So this is the deep inner line, but you can see the muscles of the neck and the belly around the ribs, the hip flexors, they all want to pull and shorten. The rib gets stiff. The jaw tends to lock with the head forward. Breath shortens. So instead of pushing forward, the body folds to reduce exposure. It's a strategy. It protects by disappearing a little, by freezing. And if this has been your strategy, there is nothing wrong with you. It was brilliant at the time you did it. It used the resources and knowledge you had as that younger person. But when it starts to feel normal, that tightness may live in the belly and the diaphragm and the throat and the hip flexors. And here's the thing that changes everything. Both the green light and the red light feel like tightness. As we grow older, we might want to be stretching it. If we tend to push forward, we want to open up. If we tend to pull backwards, we want to be able to release and touch our toes, for example. Those are completely different strategies, but the same sensation of tightness. So if you're just trying to stretch without addressing the root, you're solving the wrong problem. Because the question isn't, how do I get this muscle to release? The question really is, what and why is this muscle protecting me? Think about it. If you try to aggressively stretch a guardian muscle, a protector, the nervous system asks in its own way, why are you pulling on me? What's going on now? And if that tissue has been bracing for your protection, force kind of increases the idea there's a threat, and the system can tighten even more. Have you ever had a good lengthening massage and afterwards, the next day or after, you sometimes feel worse? Or after a deep stretching session, it just really didn't work? Might have felt good at the time, but in the long run, didn't feel good, because stretching isn't wrong. It's because the protector wasn't given a voice. It wasn't acknowledged. And tightness is like loyalty. It's like a muscle saying, I've been holding this for you. I'm working so hard here. Don't you see me? So if stretching harder isn't the answer, how do you work with the protector instead of against it? That's the good news. So let's try this. Just pause for a moment. Think about a place in your body that's chronically tense. And if you can, just put your hand gently on it. Don't stretch it, just put your hand there. Feel the warmth of your hand on that area and direct your attention to say thank you. Not as a trick, not as trying to circumvent something, but actually acknowledging. Just feel that. Thank you. And breathe into your hand and breathe into that spot. And maybe if you can comment, let me know. Did anything shift when you stopped fighting it? All right, I want to do a full practice of this. So let's start here. First of all, orient. We're going to give the nervous system a gentle awareness. Everything's cool. Everything's safe. So let your eyes look around the room and let your eyes move first and then your head and orient to things. Orient to light, shape, color, and name it without getting attached to it. Just notice. Tell the nervous system, basically, I'm here, I'm oriented, and I'm safe. Because if guarding is about protection, does protection actually need to be active in the moment that you're present? Usually not. So take a breath and let your eyes keep settling. And now just let them lower or cast them down. Listen to my voice and know your system is more ready to listen. So what we're doing now is a contract, relax approach to releasing muscles. It's not stretching. It's not forcing. We're going to activate the guarding on purpose with intention. And then we're going to guide the release consciously. So that tells the nervous system, I'm in charge of this contraction. The me present, oriented to the here now, is in charge over that primitive reflex. I'm choosing to let it go. And the higher brain takes over that primitive reactive system because it's chosen. It lasts. So move through each sequence slowly. There's no rush. We're going to work on the hip flexors and the freeze line. So this is especially for those of us who sit for long periods. I'm one of them. We carry tension in the front, in the belly, and the low back. And there's something really worth knowing about the hip flexors. They're among the deepest, most powerful muscles in the body. And they're directly wired to the stress response. So when the nervous system reads threat or fatigue, or you're sitting long hours in a chair or driving, those hip flexors are constantly engaging and they shorten. And when they shorten, because they attach to the front of the spine, they pull the pelvis forward and they squish, they compress the low back. And they do it quietly. You usually don't feel it happening. You just feel the result. It's heavy, it's tight, the low back just won't let go. So what we're going to do is give the hip flexor your conscious awareness, a conscious job, and then the opportunity to consciously release. So if you sit forward in your chair, feet flat on the floor, hands resting on your knees, I want you to turn your knee outward slightly. Let your back arch a little bit. And now letting your back stay in an arch but firm, take a breath in the low back ribs. Exhale all the way, and on the next inhale, lift that knee. Keep your knee turned out, your foot up. Don't do it fast, just feel it. And feel how on that side of the spine you're tilting forward. That hip flexor is engaging. The front of your seat is loading in your hip. And hold it there, breathe it. Now slowly lower the leg and turn it the other direction. Lower. 4, 3, 2. Now your foot's out and your knee's in. Gently. Let it go all the way. And now feel it. This is the moment that matters the most. The release. Because your nervous system has been activated to choose release rather than just drop it. You do it with real attention. Now just feel what that feels like, and then let your pelvis go. Your pelvis tips back, pull your belly button in, soften. Breathe into your low back ribs and then come on back. We're going to do the other side. All right, hip flexor release, conscious hip flexor release. So pelvis is tipped forward, chest up slightly. And now lower, put your foot in and your knee out slightly, doesn't have to be hard. And slowly lift this leg. Feel the hip flexor engage, just an inch or two. Breathe, 1, 2, let the curve be in your back. Notice if it feels different from the other side. 4, 5, now hold it and breathe. And feel the whole line of tension that's going on there as you're consciously doing it. And now very slowly you're going to lower, turning your knee in and your foot out. Complete intention. 5. Breathe. 3, 2, let the foot find the floor. 1, let go all the way around the back. You may have cramped a little bit. It'll go away, I promise you, as you do it. Ease into lumbar flexion and then come on back. Now feel your pelvis. You may notice it feels wider or more expanded. Drop a comment. Let me know what you feel. We're going to do it one more time. And if the cramping happens again, just be gentle. Of course, I don't want you to cramp, but I want you to feel that deep inner muscle. So turn your knee out, foot in, curve in your low back, hold strong, breathe in the low back ribs. You can let your eyes go to one side and you're going to lift your knee 1 inch. 1, 2, keep breathing. 3, in and out. 4, 5. Now feel it. Probably feels different than it did the first time. You can feel the strain beginning. And now very slowly as you lower, turn your knee in and your foot out. 5, 4, breathe. 2, 1, and let go. Draw your knee up straight, round your back. And you may have cramped. These are not muscles we're used to releasing. So they're like, wait, what are you doing? And they cramp up. If you sit for long hours at a desk or in a car or in a place where your body's learned to kind of disappear into the stillness, this one's for you. So once again, do your other leg, turn your foot in, knee out, just a little bit, and lifting. 1, 2, breathe in the low back, eyes to the side, body safe. 4, 5, and just stay present. Notice, what does that feel like? You're activating one side of the hip flexors. Feel it. And now release, turning the knee in and the foot out. 5, 4, down, 2, 1. Let go, let go, let go. And feel the release deep in the pelvis. Maybe you want to lean back and kind of soften the belly and just feel. You can put your hands on the groin crease and just give a moment of gratitude. That is a deep let go. Those hip flexors carry a tremendous chronic load, especially if you sit in a chair in a perch. Use chairs you can sit back and let the back of the chair hold you up. Let go of that loading. And when you consciously release them, they respond beautifully. They get this sense of being seen when they're being asked consciously to let go, not told, not stretched, not forced, just asked. Interesting, huh? All right. I want to dive into another really common area of pain and tension in the shoulders, and that's the scapula. So let's talk for a moment about the scapula. These are the triangle bones that lie on the back of your spine, and they literally float on the rib cage. Those two wing-shaped bones are not even attached to your spine. Not one connection, except for right here, where they come around. Scapula attaches to your clavicles and attach here at the neck. Otherwise, they're floating. They rest on a bed of muscle over the rib cage, and they are designed to glide, to circle, to roll, and the humerus bone's designed to move within them. And yet when we're in a green light reflex, bracing or holding, managing everything, those floating bones are pinched behind us, recruited all the time in grip. They compress, they hold on. They can't float, they can't move. And if you're a person who's more freeze reflex and the front is rounded, the head forward, this is all pulled, this bone cannot lie in its right place in the scapula. And it can result in torn rotator cuffs, compression and AC joint issues. Almost as if the scapula want to be able to anchor something that feels unstable, like they can hold things together for you, but they can't. It wasn't their job. They're not even attached. And yet when we sit up straight, the first thing we do, we've been trying to do for years, is we pull our shoulder blades back. So what I want to show you now is to actually give your shoulders the freedom back that they're designed to have, to be able to float and move. So sit comfortably, ground your feet, hands on your thighs, and we're going to move the shoulder blades through a slow, full square. I call these scapular squares. So on an inhale, let the shoulders rise up, not painfully. If you can look in a mirror, have them go evenly. Choose to have them up. Now feel them from the up position and squeeze them backwards. You can let your elbows come behind you. Draw the shoulder blades back towards each other. Feel those back muscles engage, that green light reflex people. Feel it on purpose. Now very slowly, lower them. Let them slide down your back away from your ears. Feel that. Keep breathing. Breathe in the low back. Feel what that feels like. And now keep them down. Let them wrap around the ridge cape. Keep them down, floating apart. And then back up again. Now they're forward, up, and bring them back under your ears, and then slowly lower. Beautiful. You've just gone through a full motion that the scapula are designed to have. And I'm going to bet most of you have an area or two that doesn't go easily, and the other ones are easier depending on your tendency. So let's reverse it, okay? Let's bring the shoulders down and forward. So you're drifting apart in the back on your scapula. And now slowly bring them up towards your ears, forward. And then slide them back, the back part of the square. And then draw them down. And let them come forward and relax. And then do it one more time all the way around. Pick one that feels good for you, right? I'm going to put my shoulders down, and I'm going to go back. Let them slowly come up. Feel through the whole motion. You may notice one side goes easier than the other. And then come forward. Keep breathing. Don't brace. Just feel it. And then slowly lower them as you're moving them through the whole range on your rib cage. And then bring them back, taking a breath deep in the low back. And now let everything go. And just feel. Feel how those shoulder blades are. Can you move them? Can you move them independently? It becomes something that is like a deep breath of fresh air into your back and your upper neck. Your thoracic spine decompresses. The whole upper body kind of reorganizes around ease. And it's what your upper back's been waiting for. Not stretching, but permission to float. That feel interesting? So, let's try one more time. I want you to do a little bit of shaking. So when an animal, if you watch, I used to live in Africa for many years, and you watch an impala get away from a tiger, which is an extraordinary thing to witness, running for its life. When it gets away, it goes through tremor. Its whole body shakes to reduce the cortisol buildup of the stress response. And when it's done shivering, it goes back to eating grass like nothing happened. Imagine. It's released that held up tension so it doesn't get locked in the nervous system. But we've lost our awareness of how to do it. So I want us to give tremor permission. This is a beautiful way to reset the nervous system. So, bring your shoulders up towards your ears just a little bit and hold them there. And tune in as you hold halfway between down and up. There's not some little tremors. Could be in the shoulders, could be in the ribs. This is a discharge. This is what animals naturally experience when there's stress, and we suppress it. But what if shaking actually allows the body to complete a stress cycle? So I want you to get used to that feeling. If your body can actually complete it, does it still need to guard? So see if you can find some tremor in your shoulders, in your arms. Now, if this doesn't come easy, just hold them there for a while. You'll start to tremor. Again, no headaches, all the usual medical caveats. Don't overstress yourself. This shouldn't be painful. But if you can allow your system to complete a tremor cycle, it's less likely to guard. Deep breath. Exhale with a hum. Let everything out. Let it settle. Now notice the tendency for a deep breath. Notice the quality of the tension in your body. Can you feel how it's different? Maybe it's not necessarily gone. Maybe it is. It's definitely softer. It's less urgent. And that's regulation. That's you using your body's wisdom to regulate for you. Not for some expert out there who's trying to show you what to do, but you to start entering into communication with the protector. So here's the reframe I want to leave. Your muscles are not betraying you. They are loyal. They learned a job, and they have been doing it tirelessly and doing it well. And now with your compassion and your awareness, you teach them a new one. Not through force, through safety, through curiosity, through breath. So the next time you feel tight, try asking yourself, what are you protecting me from? Where is it? And when you bring that orientation and that awareness, the touch, the tremor, the movement, contract, relax, just notice. Does it start to change? So this week, don't stretch harder. Listen deeper. Orient your eyes. Do the hip flexor release. That's a really potent one for those of us who sit. Circle your scapula. Soften your jaw. Allow the tremor if it comes. Give the protector permission with your conscious awareness to rest. We need it now more than ever. The world's in a turmoil. Keep turning inside to that quiet place. If this shifted your perspective, give this video a like. As I've already said, subscribe. Send it to someone who feels like they're just too uptight. They can't relax because you're not too tight. You've been too responsible for too long trying to hold it all together. And your body's ready to feel safe again. Move with kindness. Breathe with confidence. Your body knows the way. We have so much wisdom inside of us. See you guys later. Thanks for showing up.